Yeah, isn't it awful? As a parent, as a grandfather, the fact that you would send your child off to school, they're in their finals, you're saying a prayer for their grades, and it turns out there's a shooting, and you're saying a prayer for their health and safety, and sometimes in memoriam. So we have to learn more. Dana, as you know, we don't know anything about it yet, except a man in his 30s apparently entered, presumably not a student at that age. We don't know for sure. But again, everybody in spirit be with those parents, those grandparents, those students. I would say that after the shooting in Texas and Uvalde, Congress passed the Safer Communities Act on a bipartisan basis that created many things that would address all the issues of which she speaks. Now, if she's going to say, wait a second, we need gun control laws, there is the also shooting we just occurred in Australia in which there are gun control laws, and yet this still occurred. Again, we don't know the facts of this, but in the Uvalde shooting, we addressed not just mental illness, but also background checks, also the girlfriend loophole, other things that would attempt to address this. And I would argue that if the facts are known, you will see that Congress has acted. I don't mean to demean what Senator Murphy said, but I do find that if there's something bad that happens, the checklist is first blame President Trump. Let's find out what the facts are. Let's see what's actually going on. As he noted, there is a decrease in gun violence. I will point out among the things we did was that allowed records to be unsealed for a minor so that if there's a history of mental illness, a judge can order that that be looked at to see whether or not that child should, or now an adult, should be able to purchase a weapon. Other things that are rather independent of funding. And for under a court order, for the time to have a background check performed can be extended. So we did a lot of things which are quite independent of funding. They're just part of the system. Let's find out the facts before we go to the checklist of first blame President Trump.